What up, SNA assassinators, and welcome to the Red Kingdom of the SNA podcast. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. You guessed it. It's the Monday Night Red time for back-to-back wearing red for not only Monday Night Raw, but also for the Monday Night Football game because it was the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the New Orleans Saints. And yeah, you know you know that I'm all about the Chiefs stuff when it comes to the NFL, and we're going to be talking about what exactly the Chiefs did, and they remain undefeated, and I'm going to tell you exactly why about that. And then this game was so much better than that Pittsburgh and Dallas game yesterday that we saw, and yeah, it's definitely going to get a perfect review from your favorite Super Ninja Assassin host of YouTube. And I was like, man, like how come that that big nose dog rapper that's made out of mayonnaise was not at this game? Well, at least on the bright side, he did a hype up rap for these two teams before the game started, which I totally appreciate from him. And also we do got the game, like which we got Dennis. We got the head coach of the New Orleans Saints with his team of the New Orleans Saints. It came out, which was Dennis Allen, which we got Andy Reid doing the same for his team, like of the Kansas City Chiefs, which is led by Patrick Mahomes. And we're going to start off with, I believe, was the Saints got the ball first, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, something like that. No. Yeah, it was the Saints that got the ball, but it didn't last long because the Chiefs were on their game, and they were ready for the Saints. They were ready to remain unbeatable, just like the Minnesota Vikings yesterday when they played against the New York Jets, of course. But enough about the other team. Let's get started with the team that played on tonight, which this was probably the best game of the fifth week of 2024 season. But yeah, this is where Derek Carr got started with the offense on the 20-yard line. But this is where he threw it to his receiver Juwan Johnson. This is where he got stopped by Nick Bolton. This is where then they were like about 8 yards away from the 20. So I would say they were like at the 28-yard line. No, it was 27. No, I was wrong. I know, they were at the 30. I meant to say they were at the 37. This is where it was 2nd and 3. This is where he only got This is where they got, I believe, a first down. This is where then they with his running back, which was Alvin Kamara, which he's really good. But the Chiefs defense did not allow him to get more further than the end zone. But I think they only got a yard with him. This is where he passed it to Kamara again. But this is where then he got stopped by the Chiefs defense with them getting tripped right over, but he managed to get a first down, about a gain of I'll say a gain of 11, I believe, with him gaining a yard and plus 10 more yards with him dodging the likes of Chris Jones and who else that was that he passed and the rest of the defense on the Chiefs, he just missed he juked a couple of these guys. That's where Jamal Williams got a 9-yard after that play, with them passing enemy territory, which was 2nd and 1. This is where then Derek Carr then got the offense right back in the game. This is where then he snaps the ball. This is where he tried to throw it right onto to his receiver Alave, I believe that's what his name is, number 12. This is where then Derek Carr's excellent catch. This is where then there's okay, let's move on. We're at the 40, I'll say 39-yard line actually. This is where then we got Derek Carr did a plane throw right onto to the right. He tried to pass it to the running back right into the right, but this is where this is where it got picked off by the Chiefs. The Chiefs caught it right into the 20. They intercepted. It was Ryan Cook. It was Ryan Cook who caught the ball. Number 6, he just jumped right in the air. This is where he get back up, run, and this is where he run it off. This is where then, but it's where And but despite him going down, he was keep running, and then if he wasn't near out of bounds, I believe. or if he didn't got touched by one of the guys on New Orleans, that probably would have been a defensive touchdown. But they stopped right there. That's where they explained what exactly, because he got touched by the running back on the Saints. Like, when Cook catch the ball, but it's where the Chiefs started, right where he caught the ball at the spot. That's where then the Chiefs' offense, like with Patrick Mahomes leading them the way. This is where we got Mahomes that snap his first snap the first offensive game that in the Chiefs' drive, like at the 22. This is where we got Xavier Worthy was in motion. He got fake pass. He threw it to pass it to Kareem Hunt. This is where he ran it for a couple, like about a gain of 2, if I'm not mistaken. Like, oh no, 3. It was 2nd and 7. That's where then they were at the 25-yard line, where Patrick Mahomes have all the receivers, running backs, and tight ends, so like right on lined up. That's where he's like 180, 70, 97, like hike, and that's where he snaps the ball. That's where Mahomes then run it like he just ran it for a first down by going to the out of bounds, like at the 33. He's like, no, he was juking like a couple of defensive linemen, like get the 9 yards. Like, well, he got the 7 for a first down. He got 2 extra yards, like for good measure. This is where we got Mahomes then snapped the ball again. This is where he passed to Kareem Hunt again, but he got like about 4 yards, like, which that's like a yard extra better than he got before, which it was like 2nd and 6. But despite it was completely helpful. That's where we got Patrick Mahomes. Then there's like, all right, one. I said hike down. He's like number 2, like 22, like hike, and this is where they passed it to number 29, which is Kareem Hunt. He got another couple of yards, which I believe was like a gain of 3, which they were like 3rd and 3 after that. But this is where they are getting better, because with Patrick Mahomes passing it to who it was that at 3rd and 3 when they went ahead, and it was to what's his name? It was Travis Kelce. That's who it was. It was going like, it was what they call blitzing and juking everybody like that was trying to sack him. He went right to the middle. He saw Travis Kelce right there, like about 5 steps away from him. Like, this is where he passed to him. He passed the line, yellow line. This is where he got the first down. This is where Patrick Mahomes, like, so far so good. He's like, let's move forward at the 45. This is where Patrick Mahomes then he was like 180, 86, hike, and this is where then he threw it right into the middle. He passed it to Travis Kelce again, which he was wide open once again for the 2nd straight time. I was like, maybe it's a good idea I wore this Travis Kelce jersey, in case if y'all didn't was aware. I was wearing this on the Raw review video. Now I'm wearing it on the Monday Night Football review, which, yeah, this is like the only Chiefs jersey I have, and this is the best one because it has the number 1 tight end's number right in front of it, and it says his last name on the back of it, which I wish I could show you, but I'm probably gonna have to show you in a different video. But anyways, yeah, like number 1 tight end, like, was doing his best, like catching the ball when Patrick Mahomes just keep passing it. He does not have Taylor Swifty in his mind. Like, he finally got that out of his head and save it for after the game. He can hang out with her as much as he can afterwards, because that's all part of the job. But this is where Mahomes then I then asked for Kareem Hunt to get back into his side, and the motion is where he created him as like the what they call it, the decoy receiver, so he can fool the defense. They're thinking that he's going to throw it to him, but really he's going to throw it to Travis Kelce as an actual intended receiver, which he did. But three of the guys onto the right side was not fooled, and they were not buying Mahomes' trick play, and this is where they stopped Travis Kelce in the process. And I was like, finally, Travis Kelce started catching the ball, like when he's been thrown to, like they're finally on a game, like, and he's getting himself right back to work and worrying about what Taylor Swift's doing later, like, which as he should. But this is where he passed to Kareem Hunt. He got the rest of the 4 yards, which was 2nd and 4, like with Travis Kelce gaining 6 yards on that last play. This is where then they regroup into a huddle. This is where then we got Patrick Mahomes throwing to Travis Kelce again, which he got into the 5-yard line, which he got a 1st and goal at the red zone. This is where they then went right into that play. No, it wasn't Travis Kelce. It was Oliver Gray, the third streaming tight end that came in. It was he caught the ball. That's where Mahomes then was not wasting no time around. This where he's like, all right, 170, 190, hike, and this is where then he passed it to Kareem Hunt, which he managed to get in the end zone. He got a touchdown for the Chiefs. I was like, yes, like that's why I started doing the dance of joy when I heard that they got a touchdown. Like because like I had to rewatch this myself to look for it and look at like what Kareem Hunt did, and he got pushed right in. Even even the linemen were trying to help push him right in the end zone, which was a complete help with one lineman, which was in the right guard side position, which it was Humphrey, I believe that's what his name is, like which they got the touchdown. Like, and this is where it was 7-0. Like, and to after this drive, this is where they showed Travis Kelce was doing his victory dance, like with him like helping getting some first downs and finally doing what he needs to do, like to do his part in the Chiefs. But this is where then we got moving on. We got the New Orleans Saints then got the ball kicked right back to them. This is where we got the it's where that was not so good for them because then we got like a few yards gain. This is where we got Derek Carr passing it to what's his name? Tipton, like I believe his name is where he got dumped right by Connor. That was his name. Is Connor. Connor knocks him down. He only got a few yards. It was 4th and 5, gain of 2 actually. That's where they punted right back to the Chiefs. That's where the Chiefs managed to get to the red zone, but unfortunately they didn't manage to get a touchdown onto this drive. Let me be a little bit of a spoiler until before I reveal anything else. That's where we got Travis Kelce was catching the ball though, and gaining some yardage, like with him catching the ball, and then who else was there? But it's where once they were in the third down kind of situation, that 3rd and 7, where Travis Kelce on the last time he caught the ball, when they were like at their 30, I'll say no, they're 20. I'll say actually they're 28. This is where the referees pointed out that the right guard, like the wide left guard, right guard, I meant to say, who was it? It was Taylor, I believe, if I'm mistaken. Like onto the right side, which he actually did a what's that false? It was a false start. But this is where we got but this is where they only got but this is where they try to. This is where they try to pass it right onto. This is where Mahomes to try to pass right to the right side with him being under pressure by one of the linebackers that nearly sacked him. With him like slipping right on the turf, he tried to throw it right onto to Travis Kelce, but it's where it went short down like a few yards, like right back away from Kelce. This is where they had to kick it right back. This is where then they put it right and put it right onto the Saints. Like this is where Shaheed got the ball, I believe. Like with the with the punter kicking like a 30 or was a 46? I think it was 46-yard return, which the runner only got 12 yards. Is where there was the flag on the play. This is where the referee explained what exactly was the penalty who was on, and it was who let's see. It was a whole. It was a holding penalty on the Saints with the return special teams was holding on to the Chiefs. That's where they started off at the let's see. I believe was at the let's see. They were like at the like a little bit under the 20. This is where I believe they got like a false start penalty, which it got them like back to 5 yards. Is where we got this is where we got Kamara only got a gain of 2. This is where like that's where it was 2nd and 13. This is where then we got the one receiver on the right side was in motion. This is where Derek Carr tried to go throwing right onto that section. It was Shaheed. I think it was that Shaheed runner that caught the ball, but he stepped out of bounds, which was 3rd and 13. That's where then he tried to go for a third attempt to get a first down with all the fans in attendance at the Arrowhead Stadium was shouting like oh like that very famous chant phrase, I guess you could say, like oh, and I believe it worked because once Derek Carr tried to launch it right onto to Shaheed, this is where then we got the Chiefs defense were on their job. They made sure to deny him with them. Like I believe they kind of did a little penalty like maneuver in the process with them touching on to the receiver, like which was Shaheed. That's where they pushed him right down to the ground with him being very upset and saying like, "Where's the flag?" Like they were putting their hands on me and that's where the referee's like, "What? I didn't see anything," which I believe the referees must have purposely did that. Well, I'm not going to complain about it because it's the Chiefs that's the Chiefs that the referees are letting get away with. Well, I'm not trying to have the Chiefs have a reputation of being cheaters, but just saying like any wins better than no wins at all, I suppose. But this is where we got McCall Hartman got the ball out on the punt. This is where he only got into the 40, which I believe he got like a 15-yard run on that play, but this is where we got the Chiefs. We're back at it once again, but unfortunately not a touchdown again. But they were not. But they didn't left this drive empty-handed though. But we're gonna get into that once we get past what plays that was done. This this where then this where Fortin got a first down, like with no, it was a receiver, not a running back. Where Kareem Hunt only got like about 7 yards, but he passed it to the tight end, Fortin, which it was not a running back, it was a tight end. He gave it to Jordy Fortin, which he's a former Miami Dolphin, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. This is where then we got. This is where then they regrouped and we saw them spread out. This is where we got. This is where then we got the. This is where then we got what's his name? Patrick Mahomes passed it to who was it? It was Steele, I believe. Yeah, it was Parsons Steele that ran it for like about like 7 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Like it was no, it was 8 yards. It was 2nd and 2. This is where Patrick Mahomes then passed it to Travis Kelce. Now he got a first down. He got a gain of 4. He got 2 yards for the first down, but he got 2 extra just to make it even more better, to make sure that they do that like stay and to get the new sets of downs. This is where they got like a dozen seconds left to do one more play. But Patrick Mahomes like 172, 173, 174, hike, and this is where then he passed it to Kareem Hunt. He ran it for like a good 9 yards, if I'm not mistaken. That's where then the timer went off and then it ended with 7-0. But we still see the Chiefs like managed to get some kind of score. But in the second quarter, it was 7-0 in the first quarter. But we're gonna get into the next quarter up next, like with them going back with Kareem Hunt getting the ball passed to him for a first down with Patrick Mahomes like fake passed it to Kareem Hunt, but he just dodged 2 linemen and just threw it to Kareem Hunt anyways, with them not assuming that they're actually gonna throw it to Kareem Hunt because considering he already fake passed it to him, but you never know what predictabilities what Patrick Mahomes is about to do. This is where it helped him got into like the 15-yard line. That's where actually the 13, as a matter of fact, is where Mahomes did this worthy. No, it was McCall Hardman that was in motion. This is where he got about a gain of 6 yards once he got the ball passed to him, which they did not know who was actually going to run it. Well, I said 6, I meant to say 5 yards. Like he got like half the first, but this is where we got. That's where this is where we got Patrick Mahomes that threw it to Oliver Gray. This is where he caught it in the end zone for a touchdown, but it got called back. Like this because there was a holding penalty on the offense of the Chiefs, and I was like, "You got to be kidding!" And it was on number 74. what's his name? It was Taylor. Yeah, Juwan Taylor, if that's how you pronounce his name. Juwan, yeah. Number 74, the right guard. Like, I was like, what is up with them having a vendetta against this lineman on the Chiefs? This is where Andy Reid's like, oh, that's a load of crap. He's like, this is where then he's like, and this is where then he's like, it's a load of crap. Like, you really had to do that right after they scored a touchdown. And he's like, and as for you, Taylor, like, you need to make sure not to do anything to grab their attention immediately. This is where the Patrick Mahomes then passed it to Travis Kelce, but he only got about a gain of, I'll say, like 10 or 11 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Like 10 yards, actually. This is where the Mahomes then tried to go through it. That's where he tried to throw it to D-Ryan. D-Ryan. Yeah. This is where they did a spinneroo, tried to go for a forward pass, but this is where he only got, but it went right through the end zone. It was 4th and 5. They settled for a field goal, which was 10-0. After Harrison Butker successfully got the kick, this is where we got them remaining in the lead. This is where they were playing the $1 Million Baby song. I was about to say Bailey, like by Tommy Richmond. Which that's a very catchy song, by the way. Before they went to the most powerful force in all of sports and entertainment, and that is the commercial break. But this is where we move right back to the game. This is where we got the Chiefs passing it to, kicking it right onto the not Dallas Cowboys. I mean the New Orleans Saints. This is where they always keep tackling down the keep what's that called? Stopping the what's called offense, the offense of the New Orleans Saints with Derek Carr keeps passing it to Alvin Kamara. This is where then we saw Derek Carr then try to throw it right onto Kamara again. He managed to get the first down, which you got a gain of 10. He got the 6 yards and an extra 4 yards on the play. This is where then they regroup with the Chiefs, McDuffie and who else was it? I believe Justin Reed stopped him. This is where then we got Derek Carr then was like 18, 16, 78, 75 hiking. This is where he passed to Kamara, but this is where we got Nick Bolton just went bulldoze right into the front of what's his name onto Alvin Kamara, went head to head to him, and no, not with their helmets, but rather than face to face, like boom, just crushed him along with the defense helping him out. This is where we got Derek Carr then try to go for a 2nd and 8, for a throw right onto Shaheed, which he got a gain of 15 yards. He got an extra 7 yards along with gaining 8 yards for a first. But anyways, that's where they passed enemy territory. They were around at about the four. They were at the 45-yard line. Is where they passed it. This is where he passed to Kamara again, but he barely got a yard. Which was 2nd and 9. This is where then we got that's where Derek Carr then go for a throw play here, trying to find somebody that's open. That's where we got Derek Carr found somebody, which was Shaheed, and he caught it right in the end zone, right in the mid. I was like as much as I hate to admit, that was very impressive. But luckily, the Chiefs were in the lead. This was 7 and 10 now. With him caught it right in the middle, I was like, but how come it's not Alvin Kamara? Which I had a couple of reasons why, but I'm not going to get into it right here on this podcast at the moment. But I can tell you that he caught it right in the middle. I was impressed, but that was one out of the 2 touchdowns they got in the game. But we're gonna move on to the next drive, which was the Chiefs' ball. And they did not shy away when it comes to scoring, even though they could have did more better. But they managed to gain some yards rather than losing them. That was the one thing about this. What about this game? They barely lost yards on they hardly lost a few yards on plays. But this is where we got Patrick Mahomes passing it to Kareem Hunt, which he got a gain of how much. Gain of 6. This is where then they group huddled like for the next play. This is where Patrick Mahomes was focused and confident on he's gonna successfully gonna get this play done. But but before like but before they did went to a group huddle, this is where it was a chief that was down, like looked like it was some kind of like an injury, like if he suffered an injury. That's why I was like, no, not a Chiefs player. Like that's the last thing we need right now. Like is someone in the Chiefs being on the injury list. Like, but this player that was in question that sustaining it, this particular I'll say setback was hmm, one wrong way more. I believe it was more. Yeah, one of the linemen of the guard, like the offensive lineman guard, like that protect Mahomes by blocking them from the defense, blocking the defense from him, I should say. And hopefully, yeah, I want to wish him a speedy recovery onto that for this setback, and hopefully he won't be out for long. But it's where then we got this is where Patrick Mahomes was like 122, 123 hike, and this is where the Mahomes then dodges out of a couple of guys onto the out of the defensive lineman. This is where Patrick Mahomes managed to get the first down, like would be in 3rd and 6. This is where then Andy Reid was like well done, well done, young man. And this is where then Patrick Mahomes then he got his receivers lined up like for the next play, which was they were like at the 31-yard line, if I'm not mistaken, is where he fake passed to Kareem Hunt. This is where he passed it to, I believe, was Juju Smith-Schuster, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but he got a gain of 8. Like, just threw it right at him, like, boom, and caught it right there. That's where then we got this where then Pat was like 180. I said 180, 175, 160. Right, hike, and this where they fake pass it to Kareem Hunt again. This where he tossed it right onto Xavier Worthy, which he ran for like for the 2 yards and more, like about probably over like about maybe over 20 yards. But yeah, this is where they passed. No, it was under 20 yards, like by 2 because it was 18 yards, which they were like at the they're they're like at the 30. They're like at the they're like at the 30 like at the 39-yard line is where then he was like at the 40. I'll say no, he was like at the 40, like they're like, yeah, they're like at 39, so I was like 29 and then another. So I'll say about I'll say like 47. I say 49, then 11, and then 7. They were at the 42-yard line, at past enemy territory, of course, at the New Orleans Saints. This is where, like, speaking of the Saints, one of their players got injured. And I was like, even though they're the enemies right now of this game, but nobody deserves to be in the worst predicament in the world. Like, and I want to wish. And this is where then we got Mahomes and telling the Saints sidelines about the matter, and it was like, "Don't worry, like we're gonna help out, like we'll give him some medical attention immediately." But yeah, that was a kind gesture of the 3-time Super Bowl MVP of doing so, like which I want to give him like triple humongous praise for that. But anyways, is where we got. But yeah, wish him a speedy recovery onto him as well. Like and that's another thing that we saw, like plenty of injuries, which we're gonna get it. That's not gonna be the last the last injury that was that occurred on tonight's Sunday night football. I mean, that's a Monday night football. What am I even talking about right now? But this is what it showed the replay what happened, like with Will Harris, like trying to chase after Worthy, but he just. But it's where I believe he pulled. pulled something on his leg, like, and it's where then he got walked out of there in the right back in the Saints sideline. But this is where we got Kareem Hunt. Then they're running like for a gain of how much? Like 3. That's where then we got the Chiefs then regroup and try to get a first down right at the 40, I believe. This is where you got Travis Kelce in motion, like walking past Kareem Hunt and Patrick Mahomes, with him like going for like a try to go for like a slide throw. This is where he did a short one right to Travis Kelce. He caught it. He got into the left side, got a first down. This is where then they the group huddle like for the next play. This is where they put out what's his name? What's his name? Parson. I forget his name. Uh, but yeah, this Parson Steele's guy. That's what his name. Parson Steele's trying to catch the ball, but he gets hit so hard by the defense of the Saints to the point that he dropped the ball. But luckily, Wardy was there, or else we would have probably saw a huge game changing. What's that turnover right here? Then this is where they lost the game. Lost the. But this is where they got a holding penalty, but the penalty was declined, which it was like how much it was a loss of, I'll say it was like a loss of 14 yards if I'm not mistaken. Second and 34 if I'm not mistaken, which they got pushed back right into the enemy territory position. That's where we got the pass by Juju Smith-Schuster. He ran it for some like a gain of like about 12, if I'm not mistaken, because it was like 3rd and 22. That's where they put out Oliver Gray in this play. Like this is where or was he went on sideline? He was on this play, but Patrick Mahomes decided to throw it to Juju Smith-Schuster. But anyway, this is where we got Patrick Mahomes like, all right, 180 again, 188, 189, hike, and this is where they throw it right on to Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce to try to run away to the left, but he flea flickered it right onto the Sky or P-Rhyme, actually. That's where he nearly got first down, but I believe it was an inch of a yard short. Like this was pretty cool. Travis Kelce caught the ball. He went way to the right. This is where he saw P. Rhyme was open on the left. He flea flickered it to him. He caught it and ran it for nearly a first down. Like just to shy away from a first. Like with like I'll say like 21 and a half yards. Like if they got 2 first downs. If it wasn't for this loss that they accidentally got, like with Steele's getting hit by the Saints defense so hard that he stripped the ball. But it's where they're like 4th and 1 right now. This is where this is where the Saints called a timeout. This is where then we got that's where Patrick Mahomes like, no, like screw this, we're gonna get in. This is where Kareem Hunt managed to got in. I got a first down, which it was like 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. They got enough time to try to score something before the game is over. And we were not even in the 2-minute warning yet. But it's where then we got well, that's where then we got Kareem Hunt running for a couple more yards, but it was a 2-minute warning. They showed it was 10. It was 10-7. But yeah, this is where we got. But let's see. And then but it's where they got stopped by the Saints defense. Is where they had no choice but to kick a field goal. They remain in the lead. It was 13-7. This is where they kicked it right back to the Saints, but not much of good luck, like as they thought it would be. But yeah, this is where we got. It's where That's where we got Derek Carden launched it to Mason Tipton on the first play. This is where he caught it, but it was out of bounds, like with this launch. But it was 2nd and 10. That's where Tipton then went right back. To talk to the offensive coordinator of the Saints. This is where we got wasn't Derek Carr got one of his receivers on the right, number 83, in motion is where he passed it to which was Juwan Johnson, but Justin Reed stopped him. But at the same time, he got like he got a couple yards on the play. And I've totally forgot about this very funny spot, but not as funny what's about to happen like around the third quarter. This is where it was one of the Saints' return man. He went for a kneel right in front of the end zone rather than being in the end zone, like. Which even my own brother was like, that was totally stupid. Like, why did he? Why didn't Wentz step back then kneel it? And I was agreeing, like, yeah, exactly. Like that would have made complete sense if he did it that way. But he probably did not know where exactly was that. But perhaps he should have looked down and see where he was, so he can just knee the ball down. But this is where we got. And this is where we saw Derek. This is where Derek Carr goes for a snap again. This is where he passed to Kamara. But this is where Nick Bolton just Mac trucked him as soon as he caught the ball. Like, boom! And this is where Bolton was like, they don't call me the Bolt for nothing. This is where then we got this is where the fans were like, oh. Like with them at 4th and 10. This is where they had no choice but to kick the ball. And this is where the Chiefs then was getting ready to the score again, because there was a little bit of a minute left. Well, actually, it was a little bit, but he got but Patrick Mahomes got an incomplete pass when they were like at the 36-yard line. That's where Patrick Mahomes that was rushed and under pressure. That's where he passed it to Juju Smith-Schuster, which was a big game changer of him gaining more points, even though it wasn't a touchdown. That's where they were at 35 past enemy territory. A game at 35 passing the enemy territory in the process, but they took him out and put him in the sidelines, which they had 45 seconds left. And this is where Patrick Mahomes then was trying to see who could be his next intended receiver when he snapped the ball. That's where he saw someone in the right, but he looked in the middle. That's where he tried to throw it to Word deep, but this is where he did not see it until the last minute. This is where he tried to catch it right on time, but he missed it when it go right past his hands. That's where the Patrick Mahomes like, come on, bro, like that should have. You should have saw that coming. This is where he's like, but I'm gonna let it pass because it's a second down. This is where then Patrick Mahomes then dodges out of the way. This is where we got Patrick Mahomes to try to pass it right on to Juju Smith-Schuster, but he gets pushed by one of the corners on the Saints. But maybe the blessing about that is that the clock starts as when it's the incomplete pass. The clock don't continue to roll. This is where we got Patrick Mahomes then went. They got the offense back on track, like with them lined up, and this is where we saw Worthy was in motion. This is where we got Patrick Mahomes passing it to Juju Smith-Schuster, though. He got a first down, which he went past the 20-yard line. He got a gain. And he got like probably a gain of, I'll say, let's see, I'll say a gain of 10, I believe. They were like at the 18-yard line. This is where we got. Let's see. I love you, Birdie Bird. Oh. But yeah, this is where we saw Jason Kelce was in the audience in attendance as well, because he wants to see his little brother win this game against the Saints. This is where we got Patrick Mahomes that caught the ball from the center. This is where he threw it right to Kelce. He caught it for like a gain of 9. Like with 20 seconds left, this is where we saw what's her name in the booth on the audience, like in the inner part of the stadium. Like it was Taylor Swift, which I believe that's the VIP seats. This is where she started clapping for him, like clapping for her man. And I was like, she reminds me like she's the Bailey of the music world, I guess you could say, when it comes to her being a fan of the Chiefs. Like most specifically, with her boyfriend is the player on the Chiefs, which is the man that I'm wearing his jersey. That is Mr. Travis Kelce. But yeah, that's where she was like, she was like, yeah, like my love just nearly made a first down on that one. Just where she's like, gee, like you're doing the perfect impression tonight. This is where then Patrick Mahomes then. I don't know why am I saying it like that, but anyway, this is where we got Mahomes snapping the ball again. This is where he then tried to throw it right to any receiver, which I believe was trying to throw it to what's his name, to Justin Watson, but this is where he had to throw it away because he nearly got sacked. He was under pressure. This is where we got But this is where we got Patrick Mahomes to try to throw it to Worthy in the right, but this is where it ended up getting fourth down. This is where it was 9 seconds left. Like Patrick Mahomes then got out of the sideline, allowed special teams came out with along with his fellow offensive men, like brought out like they let Harrison Butker do his thing with the special teams. This is where they got the field goal. That's where it was like 16-7, like with 6 seconds remaining. But this is where we got the Saints, when they got the ball kicked to them, they decided to kneel the ball. And that's when the halftime started, which it was at the end of the first half. It was 7-16, and then on the scoring, like on the second quarter, like the Chiefs only scored 9 points with 3 field goals, while the Saints scored 1 measly touchdown. But let's move on, and let's quickly skip over to the third quarter real quick, and let's But this is where they start talking about all the games that happened yesterday. With the Packers beat the Rams, the Raiders beat the Broncos beat the Raiders, the Packers beat the Rams by 5, and then we also got the Minnesota Vikings taking on the New York Jets. They won, and the Dallas Cowboys beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, which that was a horrible game. Which I'm not trying to insult the teams, like, because I love both of them right now, like and it could have been better, but it wasn't, like, especially compared to this game. And then we saw that's where we got the Dolphins also beat New England as well. And then they also showed that what's their names? The Houston Texans beat the Baltimore Raiders, or not Baltimore, the Buffalo Bills with it showing CJ Stroud taking the launch. Okay, I'm going, Birdie Bird. But anyway, yeah, he did the plane like though, just launched it right onto Collins right in the end zone, but which I showed you on the video, on my news review video yesterday, my debut on the news video. But before I continue more, like on the third quarter, I better help my nephew out. It's not going to take long. It's only going to take 10 seconds. Yeah. I'm sorry to start Joe Tesla tour. Yeah, say bye-bye for now. Okay, let's go. Bye-bye. Okay, what? Bye-bye. Oh, sorry. Here you go, sir. Oh, shoot. Okay. All right, assassinators, I'm back. As what I was saying before it happened, like, we're gonna continue to talk about with the Chiefs, what went down, like, on this lovely Thursday night football game. We're gonna and this is where they're hyping up the Thursday night football game in the process. And they're saying next week we will be seeing the New York Jets, Buffalo Bills, and Buffalo, New York. And yes, sir, ma'am, I will be doing that review video next week on October 14, 2024. And I'm going to continue to try to do the Thursday night football review video for 2 reasons. One, to make up for the Thursday night football football review videos have been inconvenient lately from the past couple weeks. And second of all, because Monday Night Raw is going to be 2 hours for the next 2 months, I might as well add in some Thursday Night Football review videos since Monday Night Raw is going to be very short. But yeah, let's continue with the Chiefs with Kareem Hunt running about 8 yards on the next round. This is where then he tried to go for again, but he went nowhere, or was it no? Yeah, he didn't went nowhere. He got stopped by the Saints defense. This is where we got Oliver Gray was in motion. This is where he passed the Hunt. This is where he got the first down and more. This is where then. This is where then. This is where then we got. This is where we got Hunt. This is where it was Parson Steele. Yeah, he gained about a few yards himself. It was like 6 yards. This is where we got Mahomes passing it to Steele again. This is where he just run. He was a complete tank. He just took a hit and he just went right and he got the first down like exactly. I was like, this is why this guy's the other best running back next to D Rhyme and what's his name, Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco. But this is where then we got but that's where we saw Kareem Hunt was back in the field, taking back in exchanging with Parson Steele. That's where we got Patrick Mahomes passing it to Oliver Gray. He got a first down and more, like a gain of 13. That's where then. That's where then they. That's where it got. That's where Brazil stopped Kareem Hunt from the Saints. That's where he went nowhere. This is where we got. Patrick Mahomes nearly got sacked with him under pressure. He had to throw it away, or else Cameron Jordan was there to sack him, along with Percy. They nearly double teamed Mahomes, with him throwing it forward, with Cameron Jordan grabbing on around his waist and trying to slam him down to the ground. Luckily, he didn't sack him. This is where I believe he was trying to throw to Travis Kelce or somebody because he was somewhat open, but this where he was under pressure, did not work. It happened once again. This is where they had to, but it was to what's his name, Xavier Worthy. This is where the corner stopped him, but they were holding on him and touching him. They pushed him down. As a matter of fact, when Patrick Mahomes launched it to him, and then and there was no pass interference penalty. I was like, oh, that was a load. Sugar honey iced tea. Well, I did not say sugar honey iced tea, but y'all get where I was coming from. And I was totally very ticked off about this when that happened. But they had to kick it right to they had to kick it to the back to the New Orleans Saints. This is where New Orleans was keep running the ball, especially with Kamara and their receivers and Rashid got first down and long or no, I believe. No, he nearly caught the ball, but the Chiefs defense stopped him on the corner side with Connor and who was the other guy? But they pushed him down, getting some payback from the Saints, what they did to their boy Worthy. This is where they try to go for on 3rd and 7, but this is where Tipton got the ball, but this is where we got that's where we got a holding penalty, which they pushed them right back, which was 3rd and 12. They had to go back right where they were. This is where they were right in the middle of the 50-yard line, in the middle. This is where just like the Chiefs normally be. This is where we got Derek Carr to try to go for a throw, but he gets sacked by what. It was Jashawn Wharton, number 98, with Nick Bolton helping him out, taking Derek Carr down, which I was saying, buy one, get one free of the night. Yeah, which that gets the buy one, get one free of the night award itself. And I'm going to start doing this when every time Chiefs play in a primetime game, when I review it, I'm always going to point out that the Chiefs always gets the buy one, or even the team that plays against them, I'm going to call whoever gets the sack gets the buy one, get one free of the night because and McDonald's locally at the near the Chiefs area, it's buy one get one free. That's why here, but so that's why I'm gonna call this the buy one get one free of the night, which it was totally was. But but this is where we got who's the guy that sacked Derek Carr? It was Jashawn what's his name? It was just Deshaun Wharton, that's what his name. Deshaun Wharton just started doing his dance move, similar to Justin Jefferson, but his own version of it, which he did this maneuver, which is kind of similar to my SNA pose, like this. But yeah, you get the point. But it's where they had no choice but to punt it right back to the Chiefs, which the Chiefs got the ball back, but it looked like that. It looked like it was going to be promising for another touchdown, but this is where then we got. I don't know why that happened for. My apologies, but it's where we got. But yeah, this is where they got the ball. Like they got gained the first downs until they got into the right right into the right in the red zone. But it's where that's where Kareem Hunt nearly got first down on one play, but it's where Andy Reid was not so sure, like if it was a first or not. Though they just try to just make it up to try to get a first down by passing it to the fullback Carson Steele. He got the first got the 1 yard for the first down. Is where then we got. This is where we got but that's where then we got Patrick Mahomes trying to launch it to Worthy again, but this time he got pushed down once again. But luckily they got penalized for it, like pass interference, right? The place at the spot of the foul at the 50, like, and yeah, like he shouldn't have done all that. Like that was so stupid as hell. This is where we got. But this is where then we saw what's his name that's where we got what's his name? That's where we got what's his name? Juju Smith-Schuster got the ball. Pat is where he got the first down. Like even though one defensive corner was holding on to him, but it looked like he German suplexed him. Like he's allowed to do it with him face going right over the line of scrimmage, with Travis Kelce even helping out, pushing him to get in to make sure that they do get the first and goal in the red zone, in the Red Kingdom. This is where we got Travis Kelce in motion. Patrick Mahomes was about to get a touchdown with him fake passing it to Kareem Hunt and try to go for a smoke sausage throw to Travis Kelce. That play worked, but it did not get him in the end zone. He only got like a couple yards on the play. That's where they try to go for another trick play. Like after I believe, yeah, this where then we got both what's his name, D-Rhyme and Kareem Hunt was right on side to side with Mahomes. This is where he caught the ball. He nearly got a touchdown again with the fake pass to Kareem, then passed it to Juju Smith. But this is where he dropped the ball because one of the Saints' safeties dropped the ball. This is where this number 50 linebacker caught it right in the end zone. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. And me and my family were very ticked off when this happened. And this is where we got him to start running, like, and they knew he was halfway from making a defensive touchdown. With everybody in the offense were trying to tackle him down, but he keep bouncing right off of him. This is where he started running the ball like if he was Bubble Bass from SpongeBob, and that's why this is where me and my family would start laughing, and that's why I said it right away. I was like, yeah, this is definitely going to be getting the Goofy Football of the Night award to this guy, even though like he kind of ticked me off, like when him picking off the ball, but at the same time I have to give it credit where credit is due. Like he got me down laughter. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody made a meme, but that like in this comparison that he looked like Bubble Bass on that episode Pickles from SpongeBob, where he started running when they pointed out that he lied to SpongeBob and them about like there was no pickles on the Krabby Patty from the first time and the second time when SpongeBob pointed that out, and the second time that he hit him the whole time, like when everybody nearly kicked his butt, and this where he was like, "And there's my ride." That's how basically he was like. We start running like, and they even showed him was on the little breathing machine thing that breathing oxygen machine, yeah, to get some oxygen on his face. Like when him must have lost lost his energy, like when he was like a quarter way running, like when he was running, which yeah, this was very insanely bad, but very insanely funny at the same time. Yeah, Goofy Football of the Night award to that guy. But yeah, but no kudos other than him being funny with that performance, with him running the ball like that, like just like this. And I'm surprised that nobody wouldn't stop him at first until finally like we got some guys on like got some guys on the lineman. Finally brought him down, like and run right after him as well. But this is where they gave the but it gave a chance of the New Orleans Saints to score, which they did. But luckily, like not enough to get in the lead. This is where we got Derek Carr fake pass to Kamara, launched the spiral right into who was it? It was Shaheed, yeah. But it was a flag on the play. However, this is where it was on. This is where it was like was that like a personal foul penalty or something like that, or the holding penalty? I think it was a holding penalty. It's where they got extra more yardage. This is where then. It's where it was like 46 seconds left. This is where we got let's see. That's where we got this is where he passed to Alvin Kamara. This is where he got like only a few yards though, but this is where we got but this is where we got this is where we got a timeout, however, like on the next play, like this is where we got that's where then Chris Jones try to go sack what's his name, but I think he went a little too far. Stone Cold Chris Jones, like like he tried to, but this is where then they got penalized and they got an automatic first down. The Saints did. But this is where he tried to go for a throw on one of their intended receivers, but he got an incomplete pass because the Chiefs' defense were too much on him. But this is where then Derek Carr didn't try to go for a snap. This is where the 2 seconds he threw it to Alvin Kamara. He got first down and more, but he got a gain of like I don't know about. He was at the 9-yard line with them like past the like a gain of 13 yards, I believe. Like he got the 10 yards and add an extra 3 yards on the play. This is where we got the Chiefs and the Saints nearly got at it, but this is where it ended with still 17-16. Like nobody didn't score on the third round. It was just 0-0. But this is where we saw well, this is where we're going to see the Saints going to be scoring, but not until the beginning of the fourth quarter. This is where That's where the Chiefs fans were continuing to do the oh chant when Alvin Kamara trying to run it for a touchdown, but he only got a gain of 3. Like with them at the 6-yard line, if I'm not mistaken. That's where then we got them regrouping. This is where we got Derek Carr to try to find somebody to pass it to. This is where we saw who was it? It was Shaheed was in motion. It's where he passed it throw it to looked like he about to throw it to Kamara, but it's where he threw it to his tight end on the right side. He caught it right in the end zone. It was it was what's his name? Number 87, the tight end. What's his name? Foster Maru. Yeah, it was Foster Maru. Yeah, he got a touchdown, which it was 13-16. It looked like they're about to get the extra point, right? Making it a 2-point game, right? Well, not exactly because they missed their extra point. It went way to the right. Or maybe it was no way to the left, which the referees were like, no good. Like this where then they still had to kick it to the Chiefs because that's what you do like when you when you after you score points. This is where we got Patrick Mahomes start off passed it to Kareem Hunt. This is where then we got like a gain of 2nd and 6 if I'm not mistaken. This is where we got This is where Mahomes then try again with the second attempt, like on this drive. This is where we got Juju Smith-Schuster in motion. He fake passed it to Kareem Hunt. He threw a spiral right on the Juju Smith-Schuster, which they should have known he was going to catch it. Considering he was in motion, this is where then we saw him then running until he got into the outside of 15 into the what's called into the Saints territory, which was a 50-yard completion, like according to the commentator said. Like, and this is where they were definitely on their way of scoring. This is where we got Mahomes. Then this is where he tried to pass to Kareem Hunt, but he only got like a gain of a couple yards. This is where then we got this is where it was like 2nd and 8. This is where then we then saw Mahomes. Then this is where we saw Oliver Gray was in motion. This is where then he went right back. This is where then he passed it to Kareem Hunt. This is where Kareem Hunt got that a gain of like an extra 6 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Like, but it's where we got a it's where we got like a holding penalty on the defense on the Saints, which there was which the referee explained what happened, and they're gonna put the ball a half inch distance to the goal. That's where they definitely had a chance to get in the end zone. That's where, but it's where we got what. This is where they switched the plays a bit, like with Travis Kelce playing like he's the quarterback, while Worthy was the second running back. Oh no, well, what's his name? No, it was Xavier Worthy was the first running back. But what's his name? Kareem Hunt was like the tight end, and Patrick Mahomes was like the primary running back. But it's where we got Travis Kelce snaps the ball, and with his experience in high school football as the quarterback, he passed it to what's his name to Xavier Worthy, which he scored straight in the end zone for a touchdown. And he met up with his mother that was sitting right in the front row. Like, well, she moved right in the front row. She was like a couple of rows down, but she knew that her son Xavier Worthy was gonna run in for the end zone. This is where he passed the ball to her while giving her a humongous hug, like which that was a pretty sweet moment of the night. Like, yeah, that was very nice. But yeah, but this is where the score was like 23-13, a 3-point game. It was completely awesome. I was very happy that they've scored once again, but this time with an actual touchdown. But this is where they once they gave it back to the New Orleans Saints. This is where like we saw like this is where we got Derek Carr did one play like which we saw like like one of the Chiefs defensive men like pushes one of the offensive linemen's Saints offensive linemen of the Saints face, and which he got penalized on, which they got a gain of 15 yards along with the Saints gaining first down in the process. Is where but it's where we got Alvin Kamara trying to go for a run, but he gets buried by the Chiefs defense by a loss of 2, if I'm not mistaken, or was it 3? But yeah, but I think it was a gain of 2. This where then he tried to, but this where he tried to pass. This where he tried to pass it to one of his intended receivers, which he only got a gain of 4. Third and 8 is where the fans were getting louder because they were in Arrowhead Stadium. This where then. This is where we got Derek Carr to go for a snap. This is where he tried to go for a throw. He throws a launch and spiral. This is where we got Justin Watson. No, not Justin Watson. It was it was what's his name? It was the Watson, the corner. Like, make sure Shaheed. That's where he was touched. They were grabbing all over him, like, and make sure he doesn't catch the ball. Which they still didn't call a penalty. Which that's the one thing I noticed about the game. Along with my family did the same. They're like, yeah, they have not called a pass interference penalty. They called once on the Saints, but never, not even a single one to the Chiefs. Like, I don't know what's up with that, but I'm not gonna complain about it. Like, I'm gonna be but it's all fine with me. But it's where we got the Saints that was definitely were completely, I'll say, shooting bricks, like for them being intimidated by the Chiefs defense. With the coach had to call a timeout to see if this play is going to be foolproof. But despite it being foolproof to any other team, like it was no match for the reigning defending back-to-back Super Bowl champs. This is where the fans in attendance were just, oh, this is where we got Derek Carr got creamed by the defense, like to the point that he got injured, but he did not get sacked. But he tried to throw it right onto the number 84. But it was the who was it? It was uh but there was no flag on the play because the Chiefs, McDuffie was there to make sure to block him. No, it was somebody else. I totally forgot who it was, but they made sure. But it went right through this wide receiver's hands when he tried to catch the ball. But it got gave right back to the Chiefs with them running out the ball, like running out the time, just not doing much, just trying to where Patrick Mahomes was just passing to Kareem Hunt, but at first on the next play, we only got like a gain of 1. This is where he passed it to who was it? It was Juju Smith-Schuster. That's who it was. Juju Smith-Schuster threw it right over to him. This where the like with him sliding the ball. This where Patrick Mahomes then snapped the ball at the 40. I think 44, 43-yard line. Passed it to not Juju Smith, to Kareem Hunt. That's where he only got a gain of 5. Just where the This is where we got this is where I try to pass it to Kareem Hunt, but this is where the Saints, this is where Devontae Taylor, the like one of the safeties, then start pushing right back and try to make sure he don't gain no yards, which I believe was absolutely was not necessary. He didn't went nowhere. Like, anyways, regardless, like onto this play, but this is where we got Travis Kelce in motion. Patrick Mahomes snaps the ball once again. He didn't try to find his intended receiver, which he was looking. Is where he just going juke side. Went to the left side. He went Superman that flew right into the out of bounds for a first down, which he managed to get. So like when him just going slide like boom, and then he made it. But maybe he was a yard short, actually, but I believe the Chiefs challenged the play, if I'm mistaken, with Andy Reid throwing the red flag, saying like that was the first down, like because Patrick Mahomes was pointing the ball right to. And that's where it is like the ruling on the field is the reverse, and it's a gain of a first down, Kansas City, and that's where then that's where they group huddled right into a corner. That's where they was discussing what play they should play next. What game? I'm not. What I'm saying. I meant to say what play to do next is where. That's where we got Kareem Hunt running for a couple, or a few. That's like about 4 yards. That's where then they were like at the 30-yard line. That's where Patrick then was like about to throw it to somebody with McCole Hardman was in motion. That's where he passed it to that intended receiver. That was his intent. Like when he threw it right there, he was juking like about 3 guys until one in particular put him down in bounds, which was Orgy, I believe that's what his name is, the linebacker. Like with Travis Kelce helping him block his way to get in there. That's where we got. That's where we got the. This is where we got the Chiefs then snap the ball. This is where he passed to Kareem Hunt. This is where Kareem only got like a gain of 4 once again. This is where, but it's where we got. But it's where there was a holding play. This is where he's like both. There's 2 plays in the offense like that were both holding. Like one holding was declined, but the second one, however, was holding number 52, which was the left guard. That penalty accepted was the result of play of a 15-yard penalty. That's where then we got. That's where then we got them trying to gain a few yards, but they only but they only can do much as they can. This is where they're like a few yards short at the 4th down when they try to win. But this is where they just go for a field goal, if I'm not mistaken, which they got it like it was 26-13. This is where then they kicked it right back to the New Orleans Saints. They didn't really did much. This is where they start advertising like the next game, which is going to be the New York Jets going to the Buffalo, New York against the Bills. Which, yeah, like I said, I'm going to be making a review video on that along with doing next week's Monday Night Raw show. But that's where we got this is where they got this backup dude, like backup quarterback. Like he tried to do the best he can, but he got under pressure at first. This is where then he tried to throw it right onto to the Tuan Johnson, but you got a first down, like a gain of 11. This is where Nick Bolton was this bulldog. This is where he tried to throw it to Olive, but this is where this is where Brian Cook then stopped him. This is where it's like, where's the flag? But this is where the referee's like, he wasn't there until the ball was. But I don't know what to say about that. But this is where Chris Jones knew. This is where Chris Jones knew he got this backup guy, like his backup quarterback, like put him under pressure. This is where he hardly ran it for like about a yard short. Oh no, he did got first down actually. This is where then Chris Jones was like, Like he is a little too tricky and a little too fast. But it's where the but it, but it's where Carl Loftus tackled this guy, which I believe this backup quarterback's name is Hader, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this is where then he got brought right down to the ground. This is where we got this is where then we saw this is where then Hader then got back up. This is where he got the tight end what's his name? Foster Maru then was in motion. Is where then we got Hader then try to go for a running first down, but he gets stopped. He slides right in the middle, like right into the right into like a 2nd and 5 play. And this is where it was the downfall, like even more, like with the game was pretty much over, like with them like with him getting an incomplete pass. This is where they try to launch it right onto to this is where Hader tried to throw it to Shaheed, but this is where the same happened like with Watson and Brian Cooks, like stop him. It was an incomplete pass. He dropped the ball. That's how the Chiefs won with the Chiefs kneeled the ball, and then that was for a few times. It was the end of the game, with the Chiefs remaining undefeated, while the Saints are like 2-3, if I'm mistaken. And and the final score was 26-13, with the Chiefs scoring like 10 points, if I'm not mistaken, and then the Saints only scored like 6 points, like with them not getting the extra point. So the final score was 26-13, and yes, my team has remained undefeated, just like the Minnesota Vikings. And then I'm starting to get a little feeling that we could see these two could be number one seed teams that could potentially face each other at the Super Bowl in New Orleans, which is in the home field of the New Orleans Saints, which I think that's what's going to be happening in the first the first Sunday in February on 2025. And who do you think is going to make it to the Super Bowl? Let me know in the comment section right down below. But yeah, that's the end of the Chiefs. At the end of the Chiefs versus the Saints game, live in the Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. And yeah, that was a totally one heck of a game, which I'm probably going to argue with me. I didn't see nothing wrong with this, only other than that linebacker on the Saints running that ball when he intercepted it, like when Juju Smith-Schuster dropped it, and then we recovered it right in midair, like with him running like bubble bash, like boom, 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 and juked over a couple of guys, like just have a bounce right off of him, like if they just run into like a live Jello man, I guess you could say, if there's such thing as one. That had me die with laughter. That was totally goofy football of the night. And hopefully there's plenty of more goofy football in the near future on these SNA podcast review videos. In the NFL side of things, of course, you can count on wrestling, whether if it's from WWE or AEW, like that there's going to be some goofy wrestling, but I also want to see some goofy football because I like doing these football videos as much as I do with wrestling. It gets more, it gets more creatively. You give me some characteristic of what to talk about, what just went down, and it's something that's different than my usual wrestling videos, I guess you could say, my normal typical wrestling video. But yeah, I thought it was really great. Y'all gonna probably argue with me and say this is a controversial call, but I find this more better than what we saw on the Sunday Night Football game, which I gave it 3 stars. Like, they were lucky I even gave it that rather than giving them like 3 negative stars. But I am gonna give tonight's Monday Night Football video. Give this Monday Night Football game on this video 5 stars, and let me know in the comments below what's your thoughts on this game. Like, with the reigning defending back-to-back Super Bowl champions, that's possibly going to be going the back-to-back triple times like this coming season, which I assume they're going to be facing against the Minnesota Vikings. It could be somebody else, like a Seattle Seahawks or maybe Green Bay Packers, or even or maybe the Washington Commanders, because they're really good with their new quarterback that they have. Yeah. But we're just going to have to see. But let me know in the comments, like, do you think the Chiefs are going to go back to the Super Bowl? And do you think they're going to face any of the other team or somebody in the NFC team? Or what do you think? Or you're more of a different kind of AFC team, like Buffalo Bills or the Baltimore Ravens or whatever, or even the Pittsburgh Steelers? yeah, just let me know what your opinions are in the comment section right down below. And I sure hope that the Chiefs remain undefeated for the rest of the remaining season. And hopefully they get up to 17-0, something they have yet to accomplish. That's the only goal they haven't accomplished yet, is to be undefeated in the whole season. Like, but yeah, but we're that remains to be seen. Like, so, but there is something that's telling me we will be seeing them get number one seed regardless. Like, on the way they're playing, if they keep this up, it's gonna be likely more than less. But yeah, this game was really great, and I'll say I'm glad I did this review video. It made up from yesterday's horrible and devastating review video I had to do after that devastating showdown between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys. But yeah, like, and that's not the only special events that we're going to be seeing in the state of Missouri, because we still have NXT that we're going to explore. Like, well, with the matches with the likes of Javon Evans, will take on the hometown hero Randy Orton, and we will be seeing A-Town Down Under taking on Nathan Frazier and Axiom. We got Bianca Belair and Jay Cargo teaming with what's her name, with Kalani Jordan taking on the Fatal Influence of JC Jane, Jasmine Nix, and Fallon Henley, and much more, and even a special guest of Sexy Red as well. Which we also saw today on Monday Night Raw, like in the ring, welcoming the St. Louis crowd, and also meeting up with Adam Pearce and the Raw GM Adam Pearce and the NXT GM Ava Rain, or I should just say Ava, and even like she tried to handshake Ethan Page, would walk out of there with her calling him out for being so rude and disrespectful, which it had me dying with laughter. She definitely got the bronze trophy of Goofy Wrestling of the night, because the second place goes to, who was it? I totally forgot. Sheamus. And then the first place goes to R-Truth, like always. Like when he's on the appearance on Monday Night Raw, he's definitely gonna get the golden trophy. But yeah, like those are good shows of Monday Night Raw and Monday Night Football. For those wrestling football fans out there, do you agree with SNA right here? And do you think that Monday Night Football and Monday Night Raw will rock tonight? Let me know in the comment section right down below. And also make sure to check out my more of my videos, and make sure to hit the subscribe button and the post notification bell for more of them. And also, if you like this video, please smash the big thumbs up button, and consider big thumbs up button while you're at it. And yeah, again, this Monday Night Football game is definitely going to get a 5-star review from yours truly, Super Ninja Austin. Like, and make sure to check out my wrestling news video along with my NXT review video. I would be doing AEW Dynamite, but I'm probably going to have to do that on Wednesday afternoon, because it'd be too much to do like tomorrow night. Like, unless if I'm watching it all at once, then I'll probably would try my best to try to add in AEW Dynamite. But it looks like I'm gonna have to do it one at a time, and then. But yeah, we will. But make sure to check out that NXT review video. But also we're gonna be reviewing AEW Dynamite, probably not tomorrow, maybe on Wednesday afternoon, which is gonna feature matches with the likes of Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, Bryan Danielson and Will Yuta taking on Claudio Castagnoli and the Bastard Pack in the Tag Team Classic. And we're also going to see Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, take on Willow the Pillow Nightingale, the Night and Terror, in a number one contenders match to see who's going to face what's her name, Mariah May, like for the AEW Women's World Championship at Wrestle Dreams this Saturday. And then we're also going to be seeing a TBS Championship match with the CEO and the champ herself, Mercedes Moné, taking on Emi Sakura. And let me know down in the comments of who's going to win all these matches, respectively, on the Tuesday Night War special of both NXT and AEW Dynamite. And for those that are unaware, the reason why AEW's moved to Tuesdays is because moved to Tuesdays for one night is because of the MLB playoffs, the baseball, for the World Series, like who's going to be going to the championship game. which I hope one baseball team in particular does go to the World Series. And it's the team that the last time they went was like 9 years ago. But I'm gonna, I guess that'll be it for today, for now. And also make sure to check out my wrestling news video where I'm going to be talking about the wildest and intriguing news story and rumors that you assassinators need to know from the Wrestle Talk article. But yeah, I guess that's it for tonight. Like on this wonderful night, like which yeah, it was so great to watch football and wrestling at the same time. And I hope you guys enjoy it yourself, and I hope you guys have a wonderfully safe Monday night. And I'll see you all in the next video with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye-bye, my assassinators. Y'all take care and have a super-rific night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.